Welcome to live coverage of Huskies football on sportsnetusa.net, and it's all brought to you by NutriShop of Monterey Park, your sports nutrition, weight loss, and vitamin experts. I'm Dan Gudino alongside Albert Robles.
Pleasure to be back here again, Dan.
Absolutely. We've got the East LA Huskies 1-0 last week, took on Compton College and destroyed Compton 70-8 in what was a record-breaking season opener, home opener, and most points scored in a single game by East Los Angeles. So the Huskies, as they take on the field in their all-black uniforms, white numbers, dark forest green helmets. Chaffey taking on the field. Will be kicking from left to right, from west to east. This will be a 6:03 kickoff this evening. 84 degrees here in Monterey Park as Chaffey traveling just 39 miles from Rancho Cucamonga to Monterey Park, California. Chaffey last week, for the first time in over 1,000 days, in over 3 years, they took a loss as we are underway here at Winegart Stadium. With the return, it's Richards. Richards between the hashes, has some space. Decent return, still on his feet, into Chaffey territory, down the sideline. This might go all the way.
No one's
He
gonna catch him.
does. Touchdown, Huskies. Right where they left off last week, the Huskies retain that momentum and take the opening kickoff into the end zone, 6-0, just like that.
That is one heck of a way to start off this game. I mean, to begin the game with a kickoff return for an immediate 6 points after beating Compton 70-8 last week on what is a memorable day for everybody. It's a great start.
So that one was taken 70+ yards as the extra point up and through. East LA College 7, Chaffey Panthers 0. We are just underway, by the way. 14 minutes, 42 seconds on the game clock. Bobby Gudino is thrilled that his Huskies have opened up the ball game like that. His defense hasn't even stepped foot onto the field, nor has his offense. I'm sure assistant coach Andrew Tree is ecstatic and proud. If you're asking, head coach Bobby Gudino is in his 5th season. This will be his 43rd game. He's got a winning percentage of just under 60%. Overall record for Gudino, 25 wins, 17 losses. So Chaffey College will get its chance. Back deep to receive for Chaffey, the 83 jersey of Norbert Espardone and Cinque Jones. Espardone will field at the 5. He's got some space past the 20 and is instantly lit up at the 25. The Panthers will try to respond to the ELAC special teams play at the 14:34 mark of this opening quarter from Winegart Stadium on the campus of East LA College. If you've just joined us, you just missed a 70+ yard return to the house. Kadeem Richards.
I think I'm going to call that a quick 6.
Quick 6.
A quick 6.
By Richards and the Huskies as Chaffey will operate from the 25. They'll start off in a shotgun set. Blitz comes in from the left side. Quick pass. Right side. That's Bryson Charles, who instantly gets lit, possibly gets back to the original line of scrimmage, actually loses half a yard. So 2nd and 11 14-19 on the clock and rolling in this first quarter. We're just underway. The quarterback of Chaffey, the signal caller, Kevin Lukasevich. Prototypical size, 6'6", 230 pounds, a freshman. From Centennial, Colorado, trying to take a deep pass down the far sideline, well over the head of everybody, incomplete, but a flag on the far sideline. As a heads up, the officiating crew tonight, the head referee Ralph Aranda, umpire Jeffrey Osborne, head lineman Eddie Marcus, sideline judge Gregory Throw, front judge Brian Foley, back judge Corky Cloud. So after the penalty, a freebie for Chaffey, they get pushed up 5. They'll operate from the 29 now. 13:49 on the game clock, first quarter. East LA 7, Chaffey zip. 2 wide receiver package, 2 tight ends lined up on the line of Chaffey. ELAC showing blitz here. The blitz does come in. A rollout, but the officiating crew will hold things up. Whistle before the snap. So a false start, according to the line judge. So penalty for a penalty. 5 yards back. 2nd and 11 now.
Illegal motion against Chaffey. Moves the ball back to their own 24-yard line. Repeat the down.
Chaffey Panthers are led by their head coach, Rob Hadaway, in his 8th season as head coach and in his 25th year at Chaffey. This one gets blown up by the ELAC D. And a loss of 4, creating a 3rd and long now.
Not exactly the best start here for Chaffey. They give up that quick 6 on the very beginning of the play of the kickoff to the Huskies. And now they're 3rd and long on their first possession.
Clock reads 13-15 and rolling. 7 zip, East LA. ELAC lines up 3-man front. Take a guess at who's going to blitz in. They always bring a 4th man, but you just don't know who it will be. This time it'll come from the outside. The pressure comes in. Perfectly drawn up screen. This one might have some potential. Down the sideline into Husky territory and ripped out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. But hold on a sec. Flags at the 40-yard line of Chaffey. 12:49 on the game clock.
That was number 83, Espadrone, with the catch, but it looks like that catch will be for naught.
No signal yet from the officiating crew. Holding on Chaffey, so what was drawn up perfectly, not so fast. Back it up. They'll repeat the down though, so it's another opportunity for Chaffey. We'll see what they draw up this time. Clock continues to roll. Under 12:45 in this first. Chaffey will operate from the left hash at the 25. A little rarity in today's college football, a huddle. Chaffey just breaking out of the huddle. They'll operate out of a shotgun, 3 wide, near side. Shifts over his running back, Lukasevich over the middle, caught. Is it enough for the first down? Plenty.
Pass is complete to number 5, Manuel Allen of Chaffey.
Manuel Allen with the catch. Lukasevich very calm in the pocket there. Plenty of time. That's probably one of the weaknesses of having a 3-man line. The penetration typically won't get there. It does cause confusion at times, but in passing situations, probably not the best. Maybe on a 3rd and super long, but not in that case. On a 3rd and 15, and Chaffey Panthers move the chains. 1st and 10 from the 42 now. They operate from a pistol set. Lukasevich not as deep or far back in a shotgun set. They catch the Huskies going, so a free play down the sideline, well over the head of his intended receiver, Jones. We got a marker on the far sideline, though. So similar to last week's game, where the game just started flag after flag. It felt like they couldn't get 2 plays in without a flag. Here, the same thing. But this time against East LA, 1st and 5.
Well, there may be a lot of flags early on in this game as well, Dan. At least they're not unnecessary penalties of aggression that was clearly displayed between Compton and East LA last week. A little bit more tame of a game so far.
Once again, operating from a pistol set. Lukasevich, play action, under duress, dumps off underneath. Excellent tackle there. Caught by Brian Ill and tackled by Elijah Porter. Porter standing his ground from his DB position. 10:40 on the game clock, just a gain of 1 there. 2nd and 4 now from the 48. Lukasevich looks to the far sideline, gets East LA to jump again, so another free play. Although Lukasevich falls on his bottom, looked like he took a hard hit there. It'll be an automatic 1st down in favor of Chaffey as they go into Husky territory for the first time this ball game. First quarter, 10:17 on the game clock. I'm Dan Gudino, if you're asking, alongside my main man, Albert.
That is me. And for East LA, with that offsides, that's just a poor mental decision on that play. That just cost them so much. They're doing so well. That would have given Chaffey a 3rd down, but here they are, automatic 1st down.
That's what head coach Bobby Godinez was talking about pregame. He's more worried about what his players will do against themselves, as a screen pass to the far side picks up about 4 yards on his 1st and 10, creating 2nd and 6. So with the reception, that's Bryson Charles, the product from Moreno Valley. He went to Rancho Verde High School, just a freshman. He'll step off the field. Chaffey's doing a lot of rotating. They bring in several players that you'll see tight end sets, you'll see running back sets, up to 4 wide receivers at a time. This time they'll operate with 2 tight ends from a pistol set. Snap. They'll keep it between the hashes. Running back tries to bounce it outside. Instead, the Husky pack all over that one. Big loss there. 3rd and 11 now.
We'll see how Chaffey responds here at this 3rd down. They were able to convert a previous one and also got a freebie on a huge mental error by the Huskies. Chaffey being very slow and methodical so far, and they've killed a lot of clock in their own possession here.
And East LA won't be taking Chaffey lightly at all. Hadaway, excuse me. Head coach Rob Hadaway. He's already making noise in SoCal. A 3-time bowl winner. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Blitz comes in. Another swing pass to the outside. This time, ELAC able to hold them on 3rd down. 4th and about 2 from the 41-yard line. We'll see if the Chaffey Panthers stick around on the field. Got an injured player currently. Game clock stopped at 8:08. ELAC 7, Chaffey 0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Jeremy Moya is the injured player who is being carted off the field as Chaffey elects to stay on the field with its offense on this 4th and 2, one of the more important plays of this ball game thus far. ELAC's nearly jumping off sides again. Lukasevich probably trying to use his voice as a weapon and trying to draw East LA offsides. Yeah, he does. Wouldn't be surprised if they call timeout here, partner.
I wouldn't be so surprised as well. And
instead, they take the delay. They'll be punting away. So, intelligent play. That's Coach Rob Hadaway, who actually had his squad rank nationally in the national preseason rankings by the JC Athletic Bureau. Nationally, Chaffey was ranked number 20 at one point. Chaffey and Hadaway come in after a record-breaking season in 2019 where it had the perfect season, 13-0, and had the longest winning streak in the state at 21 straight victories going back to 2018 as East Los Angeles will call timeout. We'll stay on the air. 7:27 on the game clock. East LA able to return the opening kickoff, bringing in some of that momentum from last week. Lots of fun last week. 70-8, record-breaking opening night here at East Los Angeles last week.
did we get those numbers verified, or is that just we're sticking with it?
No, we got that verified, partner.
All right.
Yeah, that was a record. So going back to 2016, they scored 63 points. That was the most scored by East LA team. So 70 is the record.
And it's very impressive because, like, believe it or not, that wasn't the only 70-point scoring game I saw that day.
No, it wasn't. It was full of fireworks, and it just turns out that East LA and the other teams in its conference, the National Northern Conference, it's actually the highest scoring conference thus far. Punt, a wobbler, will go straight out of bounds. ELAC will start right at the 20-yard line. First time out on offense for the Huskies. As we saw last week, a 2 QB system. Rudy Garcia always gets the nod since he is the returning freshman. Rudy Garcia leads the Huskies here in its first snap from scrimmage. They'll operate with 4 wide. Chaffey just a single safety. They'll keep it on the ground with Mason. Mason last week 4 touchdowns by the young man. Picks up 3 here, 2nd and 7. Under 7:05 on the game clock. Garcia surveys the defense, now looks towards the sideline. Gets the signals from Coach Drum. Garcia, 3-step drop over the middle, floats it, nearly gets picked off. Nearly intercepted by Gary Grayson. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 now, 6:35 in this first quarter. Trips to the near side. Garcia again. Getting the signal from the sideline. So that's what East LA does. They try to see what you're doing on defense. They'll reevaluate and do it again. Snap. Mason, carry. Gets around the edge, but he'll only pick up 2. Special teams unit is called on for East LA. So last week, East LA only punted once here already in the first. They'll be booting it away to Chaffey. 6:10 and counting. First quarter, 7-0 ball game. East LA up.
And hopefully their punting unit has actually gotten some practice in, because clearly didn't do it much last week.
Although East LA only scored 14 points in the first quarter, they didn't turn it up until the second quarter. Huskies trying to cause some sort of confusion by shifting. Low snap, fumbled, barely gets it off. It's a line drive kick that actually takes a Husky bounce. Slow roller will be down at the 41-yard line. Chaffey football now.
And that's a very lucky and favorable bounce for the Huskies, because that play could have gone wrong in so many ways, but luckily they were able to recover and get that kick off.
Lukasevich comes back on offense. The prototypical size of Lukasevich might be a problem here this evening. Pumps, throws, shorts this one. Second and 10. According to the Junior College Athletic Bureau football poll, East LA now ranked number 21 in the state. It's been a while since East LA has made that list, by the way. Trips to the near side, lone receiver far side. Play action. Pass complete. Reception goes out of bounds. That's Espadrone once again. That's his third reception of this young ball game. 5:20 on the game clock. 3rd and 8 now.
And just a small gain of 2 yards there, but honestly, if you're Chaffey, you'll take anything at this point.
East LA on defense going with the 3 stack. 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 4 DBs. Here, they're playing a cover 2. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Blitz comes in. Sack! Jonathan Perkins, the middle linebacker, explodes through the line and creates a 4th and long here at the 4:35 mark of this first quarter. East LA up 7-0.
And that was a very impressive effort by Jonathan Perkins there to penetrate the offensive line and get that sack.
You've already seen 2 offside penalties called by East LA, and a lot of times it's similar to that play where they're just trying to get a read of the quarterback's snap and just time it perfectly and blow through the line. That time it does work, as East LA will take over now, seeking some success on offense now. Chaffey would actually like to keep it like this, a defensive battle, because that's what it was like last week. So who comes into this ball game with the experience, the fighting experience? I would say it's Chaffey. They've already been in a battle. East LA last week, a light victory.
Very much so. Like Huskies defense really didn't have to do much. It was all their offense last week. Definitely their defense is going to be put to the test today.
McMillan, swing pass. Mason spins off a tackle, gets off another, but a third one will catch him. Actually loses a yard there. Under 3:55 to go in this first quarter.
And that's not the strong run type that we're used to seeing from Mason as he exhibited last week with his 4 touchdowns. Hopefully he can get it going a little bit more today.
McMillan looking to the sideline, taking his time. A little confusion right now, not sure where to place Mason. He places him on the left side now. The snap. Mason will keep. Mason, hard to take down, but goes nowhere, is met by a front of Chaffey players, and so 3rd and long now.
And that's going to be another loss of yardage for Mason on that run.
ELAC will try to operate quickly here. Chaffey with a 3-man front now. It's linebackers shifting around, trying to cause confusion as McMillan taking his time. On his 3rd and 13, McMillan under duress, fumbles, recovered by Chaffey. Big hit there, McMillan more upset than hurt. Eduardo Flores, the defensive end, the product from Claremont High School, squashing McMillan on the ground, causing a fumble and recovering as well. 1st down in the red zone for Chaffey.
Very impressive play there by the Panthers. It's definitely something that the Husky offense did not see coming at all. So far, the Husky defense has been steady and proven well. Maybe they can actually get another turnover here from the Panthers.
Chaffey coming in battle-tested last week, taking on the Citrus Owls, coming away with a 21-16 loss. So an angry Chaffey team tonight against East LA will be a close one. Lukasevich will operate with a bunch formation on the right side. Snap, pitch. Huskies all over that one, picks up about a yard. 2nd and 9. With the carry, Tyon Crook from Vista Del Lago High School. Short carry there by the young man. Second and 9 from the 17 now. Similar formation to the last. They'll keep it between the hashes. Big hit there. Players colliding. Pile still moving. Effort by the Panthers. Hard earned 8 yards there. Creates 3rd and short now.
That's extremely impressive running effort by the Panthers so far. With this 3rd and short here, they do have a chance to either 1, get a score, or 2, get another set of downs.
You could just get the sense and get a feel for the Chaffey Panthers. Really aggressive squad right now. Taking a loss last week, not a good taste in their mouth. Trying to take it out on the Huskies right now. 3rd and short. Lukasevich. Hands off. 1st down. Decent carry. It's Crook once again.
And we're going to have a flag at the end of that play here.
Flag was thrown by the back judge there. Game clock, 55 seconds in this 1st quarter. East LA in the lead, 7-0. But the Panthers knocking on the footsteps, and a penalty against East LA will push up Chaffey even more. Half the distance to the goal line now.
And that was a personal foul against the Huskies, which, granted, regardless, that penalty was going to cost them some yardage, but still not a good penalty to make at this stage.
So this officially right here, ball marked at the 3-yard line, is the first time ELAC has faced adversity in this young season. We'll see how they respond here with 42 seconds on defense. Lukasevich, not necessarily in a shotgun, but in a pistol set. Gets the snap. It's Crook. He's met in the backfield. Once again, Jonathan Perkins, the middle linebacker, exploding through. 2nd and goal now. We'll see if Chaffey elects to get another play here as the clock winds down under 10 seconds and ticking. Don't believe they will, as Lukasevich is on the far sideline still getting the signal from Hadaway.
Yeah, with the Panthers' pace of play, they're not exactly rapid pace. Very slow, very methodical, and that is going to take us to the 2nd quarter.
As East LA still holds on to a thin 7-0 lead here at Winegart Stadium on the campus of East LA College. This is SportsNetUSA.net. After a dominating Week 1 performance by East LA here, it's already feeling like a heavyweight match, a slugfest. Wouldn't be surprised if this one goes down to the wire as East LA holds on to a thin 7-0 lead from Winegart Stadium. Welcome into SportsNetUSA.net, presented by DG Sports, marketing and broadcasting, helping your company find a sound path. Dan Gudino alongside Albert Robles. Start of the 2nd quarter. Chaffey from the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal now. We haven't seen Lukasevich operate from under center, so Chaffey loves to go with the shotgun set or the pistol set. Here signaling to the far side. Hard count there by Lukasevich. Gets the snap, play action over the middle, too easy, touchdown, Chaffey Panthers. Maurice Martin with the reception. Too easy there, wide open.
That was a very nice and easy, smooth pass there from Lukasevich. Not exactly a laser, but he floated it right there for his receiver.
Kick is up and through. 7-all in this 2nd quarter, just underway in the 2nd. 14 minutes, 55 seconds, so just 5 seconds off the ticker, and a quick score by the Panthers, tying it up. So, despite Chaffey coming away with the loss, you get a sense that loss there was so much more productive as far as what we're seeing here on the field. Chaffey can't be taken lightly at all.
Very much so. Even though the Huskies scored a very quick 6 points on that returning kickoff touchdown, the Huskies' offense hasn't done much so far, and Chaffey clearly knows how to control possession and control the clock, and so far it's benefited them greatly, even though they've only just scored their first points.
Correction, that is Kadeem Richards, number 10 for your Huskies.
Give credit to Coach Rob Hadaway, who has these Panthers prepared this week. His resume is extensive as can be, by the way. 3 conference championships, 5 bowl appearances. And as we mentioned, the state's longest win streak between 2018 and 2019. The kick taken up by the up back. Gets taken down at the 30 with a big hit. The return by Braylon Willis. So Rudy Garcia will get his chance now. Talking to Coach Bobby Godinez about his 2-quarterback system, I said, there's no quarterback controversy, right? He said, absolutely not. The 2-quarterback system is something that will go on throughout the season. Both quarterbacks feed well off of each other. Rudy Garcia, more of the pocket presence. McMillan, more of the shifty running guy. This time, Garcia will show off his legs, gets past the 30-yard line, gets flipped forward to the 35, gain of 5, 2nd and 5, 14 minutes, 36 seconds and ticking in the second quarter, 7-all. East LA keeps it on the ground, straight up the gut. They go quickly again. This time to the left side. Plenty of space, stays on his feet, gets off a defender, past the 40-yard line. That was Amosa with the carry.
And that's the type of play that the Huskies need more of, especially out of Pedro Amosa, because if Mason can't get it done, they might have to go to him to get them moving on the floor.
Garcia looks towards the near side after a praise in the defense. Garcia with the rollout. Underneath, caught. Big play. Down the sideline. Wow. Touchdown. Kadeem Richards again strikes. Huskies take the lead back. Huskies 13. Chaffey 7. 13 minutes, 19 seconds on the clock. Richards impressive. Getting off the tackle. Down the sideline. Too fast.
Too fast.
Last week, Richards with just 1 TD here, already 2 on the opening kickoff. And here with an impressive reception, the yak. Yards after the catch, impressive. Extra point was good, and now a 14-7 ball game. This might go back and forth the whole way.
That seems to be the way it's going to lead right now, because early in the first quarter, it seemed like it was going to be a defensive battle of who's actually going to get to score, and now they're actually scoring. It seems to be, can the defense actually keep up with the other team?
So Rudy Garcia getting help from Richards. Last week, Garcia only had 89 through the air. It was Trayshawn McMillan who delivered through the air last week with 182 yards. He'll get the next possession, but first, Chaffey will return here, 13-19 on the game clock. Christian Reyes, a swing of the leg and boots it past the end zone. Last week, Christian Reyes showed us just how good he is with the boot. All his kickoffs were touchbacks. What a weapon to have.
Every one of them except for one.
Except for one?
Only one
of them. It was a long game, bro.
It was a very long game. But I do recall one of them not making it into the end zone. But he has a very impressive leg.
He got tired. I mean, after what, 11 boots?
Yeah. Probably need some water, get some electrolytes, rehydrate that leg. Yeah. A lot of muscle goes into that. hamstring, quad?
It won't be easy this week, though. Panthers are in the house with the deficit, though, down 7. Lukasevich will operate with a bunch formation on the right side. Lone receiver by himself, near side. They keep it on the ground and is instantly met in the backfield. Excellent tackle. Daniel Barales, the product from La Habra High School, eating up the running back there. Brian Ill was the running back. He'll step off the field. That's what Chaffey does a lot. I mean, they're substituting 3 players now. Lots of formations. Lots of packages that Chaffey has shown this far.
Very indicative that they clearly have a game plan that they want to execute against the Huskies. It's just a matter of how well they're able to execute that game plan.
Game clock, 12:13 from the left hash. 2nd and long. This time, Lukasevich will float one well over the head of his intended receiver. Was trying to go for his main man, Espardone.
Espardone pretty reliable so far in the game, but just under too much pressure in that coverage.
Yeah, the offensive line of Chaffey is just having a hard time seeing where that 4th or 5th man is going to come from. They know the 3 guys in front, but who's coming here? We'll see who Gudino blitzes in on this 3rd and long. 12:29 to go. They kind of show it'll come from the left side. It does, but the tackle, anticipating the blitz, moves early, so now into the heads of the offensive lineman. False start against Chaffey. What was a 3rd and 13, now a 3rd and 18. From the 17-yard line now. We'll see if Chaffey elects to go conservative and just get enough room to boot the ball, or do they go for it? Looks like they're going to go for it. 4 wide receiver package. From the left hash, the snap. Quick step drop, near side, again over the head. You could see the pressure getting to Lukasevich, causing missed throws by him. 4th down, punting units coming onto the field now. 12:23 on the game clock.
And if you're Coach Gudino, you definitely want to see your defense execute like that on every single Chaffey possession.
I asked Gudino, what's your best side, offense or defense? He's a defensive guy. He said defense, even despite the record-setting 70 points of last week. This one is a high, near spiral. Fair catch right at the 50-yard line. Elijah Porter with the fair catch. Huskies will operate this time with Trayshawn McMillan, the product from Minnesota. He was really fun to watch last week. It's been a while since ELAC has had a dynamic quarterback like that young man.
McMillan is very exciting to watch. I believe he had most of the possessions in last week's game. We did see a little bit of Rudy Garcia, but McMillan showed just how dynamic and versatile he can actually be. He has a really good arm and really good legs.
McMillan last week, 6 of 10, 182 yards, 2 TDs. Richards in motion. He'll keep it on the ground. Decent gain, 4 yards, 2nd and 6 into Chaffey territory for the 2nd time in this ball game. McMillan and the Huskies operate quickly. McMillan given directions. Quick snap. This time they try to go through the right side. They'll actually lose a yard. That's Steven Munoz with back-to-back carries for the Huskies. Giving Mason a breather here. Last week, East LA used up to 6 running backs. Everybody got a chance. Everybody had a little fun. This one won't be as fun up until the end if they come away with a victory here with the lead, 14-7, 3rd and 8. From the 46, McMillan looks left, looks right, anticipates the rush, avoids a defender. He'll take off himself and manages to pick up maybe 3. Flag did come in.
McMillan on a keeper out to the 45-yard line. Flags on the play.
Looks like that flag's going to be on the Huskies, but we're going to find out for what in just a moment.
Game clock standing still at 10:57 as the sun continues to set. Flag at half staff, commemorating 9/11 this evening as the Huskies will get backed up. A holding call against East LA. So what was a manageable 3rd and 8, 3rd and forever now. 3rd and 15 to be exact.
Repeat the third down.
Wide receiver on the far side, Kershawn Snelson. Receiver on the near side, Tyson Schilling. Kadeem Richards also out there. McMillan and the Huskies, 4 wide now. Standing in the pocket. They go conservative. They try to go with the running back screen, and Chaffey all over that one. Sack. Manuel Allen, excuse me, that's Daniel Miles.
Daniel Miles of the Panthers.
Under 10:20 in this first half now. So East Los Angeles is really built on the first 2 downs. Success comes from there. When they get into these 3rd and long situations, not as successful as they have been. The punt, spiraler, will be down at the 25-yard line. Chaffey football now.
You know, the Huskies did see a little bit of success last week on 3rd down, but they were also facing a very exposable Compton defense.
Right.
Here, Chaffey clearly shows that they know how to operate on the other side of the ball.
Last week, East LA with 27 first downs. Here in this one, only 4. 9:46. Game clock. Lukasevich returns for another possession on offense. Behind the big boys, Chaffey goes nowhere, is stoned at the line of scrimmage. Brian Dimmick with the carry. 2nd and 10 now.
No gain on the play. 2nd down.
So because of the success that Chaffey has had in the past 3 years, they'll be moving up from the American Conference to the National Conference next year. Every 4 years, there's a realignment of the conferences as Lukasevich is under pressure, gets away but slips down. I think Jonathan Perkins will get credit for that as he made contact with the quarterback. The middle linebacker having a great day thus far.
I think it was a combination of Devin Mason and Braylon Willis actually making contact on the QB there. Excellent double team.
Clock continues to wind down, under 8:30 to go.
3rd down and 10 for the Chaffey 17-yard line.
3rd and long. Lukasevich and the Panthers have been in this situation as a timeout comes from Coach Hadaway from the Panthers side at the 8:13 mark. They'll discuss things here.
Timeout is called by the Panthers.
We'll step aside for a moment. This is Huskies football on Sportsnet USA. SportsNetUSA.net is your home for Huskies football. From Winegart Stadium on the campus of East LA College. Thankful and grateful you could join us. I'm Dan Gudino alongside Albert Robles. Game 2 of the Huskies season. East LA lines up with a 3-man front. Lukasevich and the Panthers line up with a shotgun set, but they'll keep it conservative.
That was Braylon Willis on the tackle there.
Ryan Gibbons, the ball carrier, brings up a 4th down for the Panthers.
Defense is still doing their part. Last week against Compton, Compton only averaged 3 yards per play.
It's better than 2 or 1.
Good kick there. It'll be fielded at the 42. Breaking some ankles there is Porter. Porter with some moves.
Excellent return there out of Porter. He made something out of nothing there. It looked like it was going to take a weird bounce, but he stuck with it, went right into his hands.
I think Coach Drum might have to take him away from the defense and put him in a few offensive plays.
It's definitely worth exploring, especially when you have like such versatility on your roster. You got to use it wherever you can get it.
Rudy Garcia returns at quarterback. The 2 QB system in display here this evening for East Los Angeles. 7:16 on the game clock. And already in Chaffey territory are the Huskies. Looking right, going left. The dump off is complete. Jalen Ross gets rocked after a 1-yard gain. Loses his helmet there. Little payback for the juking from Porter, huh? Defense comes back with a big whack. Under 6:55. Clock continues to roll in the second quarter. Total offense last week for East LA, 519 yards. Garcia standing in the pocket, now rolls out under the rest, lobs it up, caught, incomplete. Was caught for a second. Mason, the running back, going up to grab it at its highest point. Gets licked, drops it.
He came so close to bringing that down with him, too. It's not very often that you see a running back of his size jump up for a ball like that.
I feel like Garcia put too much air under that one, leaving Mason hanging up. 3rd and 9 from the 45. 6:28 on the game clock. East LA taking their time, looking towards the near sideline at offensive coordinator Drum, and Bobby Godinez takes off his headset. A little upset there.
Huskies call a timeout.
A little bit of disorganization there by the Huskies. Weren't sure what to run there.
sure to stop for a quick and delicious dinner at Lupe's Burritos.
Reminder, this broadcast brought to you by NutriShop of Monterey Park, your sports nutrition, weight loss, and vitamin experts, and by DG Sports, Marketing and Broadcasting, helping your company find a sound path. If you're just joining us, thankful and grateful. Excellent ball game at hand last week. There was no contest. We couldn't wait for the final whistle. A 70-8 blowout by East LA over Compton. The ball game for Chaffey last week, a 21-18 loss to the Citrus Owls, so they come in hungry. Here, just down 7 on the road, trying to play the role of road warrior. Garcia back to pass, steps up, will be brought down, manages to get back to the line of scrimmage. 4th down.
That was Daniel Miles for the Panthers, bringing him down once again. Second time we've seen him do something like that.
So Lukasevich and the Panthers will have plenty of time to end this second quarter with possibly a tie. Excellent punt. Fielded at the 6. That's Jones. Jones, full head of steam. Plenty of space. Huskies get lucky there. Anthony Felton with the tackle. Jones with an impressive return, and already puts the Chaffey Panthers into Husky territory.
Felton coming up big with that tackle, because if he doesn't make it, Panthers very likely put another 6 points on the board.
Chaffey has the ball first and 10 for the ELAC 44-yard line.
Double tight end package for Chaffey. Receiver in motion. He'll keep it on the ground. Guess who? Perkins in the backfield disrupting that play. Big loss of 5. Backing him up to midfield now. 2nd and 16 now.
Keontae Bradford of the Panthers just getting stuffed by Jonathan Perkins on that play.
Perkins is a gamer, aggressive as can be. Great size on the young man. You could tell he could bang, he could hit, huh?
Which is very impressive, because like when you look at the size of Keontae Bradford, he's a big boy himself.
Here, Panthers switch it up to 4 wide receivers. Perkins showing blitz again. He'll engage. Perkins meets him. No. Gets away. Lukasevich able to get back some of that lost yardage. Will actually lose another 2. 3rd and long there. The disruptive defense of East LA.
Lots of contact there on Lukasevich, but it looks to be Devin Mason who eventually brought him down.
Under 4:20 to go in the second quarter. We'll see if East LA backs up here and only engages 3. Panthers with 4 wide. 3-man front. They go deep. Up for grabs. Nearly intercepted. I believe that was Elijah Porter with the disruption. No, that was Cameron Dean who nearly came away with it, so the punting unit onto the field for Chaffey.
Porter, the deep man for the Huskies.
Porter will get another chance to give us the oohs and the ahs. They do the intelligent thing of kicking it away, keeping it away from Porter this time.
That's definitely the smart thing that you want to do, because both teams so far are very capable of playing excellent defense. We'll have another flag on the play here. But clearly the Panthers and the Huskies know that the better field position that their defense has against their opposing offense, the less likely their opponent has been able to score.
So in this young season, the East LA defense has only allowed 13 points. Last week, the offense gave away points after the safety they gave away. So after an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, 3 yards for East LA. They get bumped to the 31-yard line. They'll operate from the left hash here. Trayshawn McMillan, the sophomore quarterback, gets a turn here for East LA.
Trayshawn McMillan at quarterback for ELAC.
They keep it on the ground, left side. A few yards there.
Hand off to number 9, Pedro Amoso for the
Amoso with the carry. Gain of 3 there, 2nd and 7. Under 3:30 in the second quarter.
Ball on 34-yard line, 2nd down for ELAC.
A lot of time for the Huskies left with those 3 minutes. And if you're them, you'd really like to put another 6 points on the board, knowing that the Panthers are going to have the ball coming out of the half.
Play action. McMillan will take off. Has some blockers, gets tripped up from behind. The shoestring tackle. Probably saving another 5 to 15 yards. That was about to turn ugly for the Panthers.
That was an excellent read and run there for McMillan.
McMillan gets around the edge, almost slips through, picks up the first. Gain of 12.
Trayshawn McMillan on the keeper.
Now, are they moving too fast? Are they leaving too much time for Chaffey, possibly? Really like the way the Husky offense operates. They line up to the ball. They don't huddle. They look towards the sideline and get the call. Mason, no, it's McMillan once again, getting an excellent pickup of 9 there.
Trayshawn McMillan on the keeper.
2nd and 1.
Brought down by number 9, Ronald McFloy of the Panthers.
I get a feeling East LA is setting up Chaffey here. Wouldn't be surprised if they take a shot downfield here. And a timeout intelligently called by Coach Rob Hadaway. Experience. Wants to leave some time on the clock for himself in case East LA does get points on the board.
Lots of interesting calls made by Coach Gudino there. I mean, that was like 3 back-to-back-to-back carries by McMillan. Different plays, but all of them keepers, all of them for first downs. Clearly, he's found some sort of weakness that McMillan is able to expose every single time. Because that looked to be a handoff to Mason, who is usually Mr. Reliable, but hasn't been so far at this game.
Right.
McMillan has.
Coach Bobby Godinez and the Huskies trying to reenact the 2016 season that was so special. It was Bobby Godinez's first season. That first season was so special. They scored the most points in school history, 463 total points in 11 games. And they came away with the 4th best scoring offense in the state that year. Here, this year, with 1 game into the season, 5th best offense. Here, McMillan and the Huskies operate in a pistol set.
Do we go for a fourth consecutive keeper?
1:46 on the game clock, second quarter. This time it's Mason. Does he get enough of the first? No. Third and about a couple inches.
Just short. It looked to me like he got it, but unfortunately the judges are a lot closer than we are and have probably better eyes than we do.
Lots of clock being burned off here. 1:18, 1:17, 1:16, and rolling. McMillan taking his time. Finally gets the snap off. Quick pass, ball in the air, up for grabs. Schilling there to knock it down for his quarterback. It was intended for Schilling, and then up for grabs. 4th and inches. ELAC offense stays on the field. At this point, I think you call on the 4 jersey of McMillan and call on the big boys up front. Coach Bobby Gudino says that he has the biggest offensive line in the state. Might be true as another timeout is called. The final timeout for the Panthers will step away. When we come back, a 4th and short at the 34-yard line with 59 seconds to go in this second quarter here on SportsNetUSA.net. Fourth and short here from the right hash. Big play for Chaffey here. Keeper, McMillan, gets enough. Still moving the pile, reaches over, trying to get extra yardage. He was worried he didn't get it.
And he just barely did. Another extra 2 yards on that little run there.
First down, 52 seconds remain. ELAC trying to milk the clock, leave it at 0, and get points on the board here.
And that's definitely been a theme of today's game so far. Huskies are very quick on the line. As you've noticed, they don't huddle at all, whereas Chaffey has huddled every single play, and they're very slow.
McMillan looking left. Goes over the middle. No. No one around. Miscommunication there. Felt like he was going towards the middle, not the case. Went towards the far side.
It was hard to tell, but it looked like Chaffey was able to get a little bit of hand on it and tip it off. Luckily, no one was there to actually catch it after the fact.
This game far from the home opener against Compton. This one well contested. Chaffey in the house. McMillan pumps. McMillan throws. Has a man open. Touchdown Huskies.
Kadeem Richards yet again.
Richards, third touchdown of the game. Second TD reception. Huskies 20. Chaffey 7. Pending the extra point, 40 seconds on the game clock.
That was a wonderful play. McMillan had Richards all the way down the line. Laser of a throw for 6.
Snap is good, hold is good, kick up and through. East LA, 21. Chaffey, 7.
score ELAC 21, the Chaffey Panthers 7.
Based off the way the game has been played so far, I believe that that touchdown is probably going to be the most critical. Because as we've seen, the Huskies are very, very good at kickoffs. They usually will get the touchback. If they have to punt, that's most likely going to lead to better offensive position for the Panthers, which they can much more easily exploit.
Despite the 70 points last week by the Husky offense, I still am more impressed with the defense. To hold Chaffey just to 7 points thus far, pretty good. I felt like Lukasevich was going to be a problem. So far, they've been able to hold the young man.
Oh,
but he'll get.
Would you look at that? A touchback.
As a late flag also comes in. Far sideline judge threw it. The meeting of stripes taking place at the 25-yard line. Long discussion. Holding against Chaffey finally is the call.
Personal foul penalty assessed to the Chaffey Panthers.
If you're Chaffey, if you're head coach Rob Hadaway, do you go conservative and are you content with the 14-point deficit, or do you go aggressive towards these 40 last seconds?
You definitely want to keep some form of composure. Like, you want some aggression, but definitely don't want to show.
Not the case. They're content. This will bring us to the end of the first half as East LA holding on to a 14-point lead, 21-7.
Yeah, with that 40 seconds left on the clock and their field position, knowing that you're going to get the ball out of the end of the half, you're better off just taking your chances and just go to the half, take a mental break, get your boys pumped up again, come out and see what you can do on the field.
Don't go away. Another half of Huskies football coming up here on SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Dan Gudino alongside Albert Robles. Huskies up 21-7 at the half. Start of the second half from Winegart Stadium on the campus of East Los Angeles College. So thankful, so grateful you could join us for another installment of East LA College Huskies football on SportsNetUSA.net, and it's all brought to you by NutriShop of Monterey Park, your sports nutrition, weight loss, and vitamin experts, and by DG Sports Marketing and Broadcasting, helping your company find a sound path. If you're interested in advertising on air with us, call 213-448-8434. 213-448-8434. DG Sports Marketing and Broadcasting. Start of the second half, East LA currently holding on to a 14-point lead over the visiting Chaffey Panthers of Rancho Cucamonga. Reyes will be kicking deep. We'll see if he gives the Chaffey Panthers a chance. He's been known to just boot it straight into the end zone like he does this time. Touchback. Panthers will operate from the 25-yard line to open up this second half.
And kicks like these from the Huskies are going to become more and more critical as we get deeper into this game. The better field position that they can get defensively against a Panther offense is only going to benefit them.
Number 17, Kevin Lukasiewicz at quarterback for the Panthers.
Lukasiewicz and the Panthers back on offense. They'll open up in a shotgun set. 3 wide receivers to the far side. They'll go towards the far side. That's caught. Bubble screen. Gets a decent pickup of about 5. 2nd and 5 from the 30. The Panthers will operate from. In the first half, Lukasiewicz was 8 of 12. 53 yards, had a TD. He was sacked 3 times. Blitz comes in. The throw, wide open, incomplete. Behind the shoulder of his intended receiver, Sinke Jones. 3rd and 4. We're just underway in this second half, 3rd quarter. 14 minutes, 20 seconds on the game clock. I'm Dan Gudino, if you're asking, alongside Albert Robles.
And that would have been a very impressive sliding catch by Sinke Jones, but unfortunately he just couldn't reel it in. Bounced right off his chest as he came down to the ground.
Lukasiewicz surveys. Tries to give a hard count. He's flushed out to the weak side, and he is sacked from behind.
That was number 1 again, Braylon Willis with the sack, bringing down Lukasiewicz.
The product from all the way from Lafayette, Louisiana, coming away with the sack. The disruption of the Husky front has been impressive in the first 2 games thus far in this young season. This one is shanked out of bounds. Trying to keep it away from Porter, huh?
Very much so. That's not quite the booming kick that you want to get if you're Chaffey. That's going to give the Huskies a little bit too good of a field position as they're borderline into Chaffey territory. But at the same time, you do, like I said, want to keep it away from Porter. You want to keep it away from any possible excellent return that the Huskies are very much capable of.
Game clock standing still at 13:32 as Rudy Garcia and the Huskies trot onto the field for their first possession in the second half. Garcia in the first half, 3 of 5, 37 yards, a touchdown. His buddy, his counterpart, Trayshawn McMillan, 1 of 3, 30 yards and a TD. Swing pass, near side, caught across the 50, bulldozing out of bounds. That's Anthony Felton, the freshman. Huskies start off on a good note.
Excellent reception for Felton there. Clearly more receivers getting into the mix offensively.
Huskies operate quickly, already set at the line. A 4 wide receiver package this time. Pass. Garcia near side, Mason. Mason gets to the 40, forward progress will grant him 3 yards. 2nd and 7, 12:50 on the game clock now in this 3rd quarter. So the first quarter was opened up with a opening kickoff all the way into the end zone. Kadeem Richards tonight already 3 TDs, a return and 2 TD catches. They'll keep it on the ground with Mason. Mason gets across the 35. Big boys up front doing their job. 3rd and about 2 now. That offensive line of the Huskies, considered by Coach Bobby Gudino as the biggest in California. Rudy Garcia with a call. Trying to see what the Chaffey Panthers were throwing at him, now looking towards the near side. as a new running back checks in. That's Steven Munoz, who lines up to the left-hand side of Garcia. Underneath, that's caught. Jalen Ross with the reception. Enough of the first down, pick up a 4. Clock continues to roll, 11:35. You get a sense, Al, that every single possession from here on out for Chaffey will matter, especially if the Huskies could come away with points here. Straight up the gut. Munoz picks up about 3 across the 30.
Munoz, the ball carrier for the Huskies.
And it looks like we got an injured player down on the field for the Panthers. That looks to be number 5, Daniel Miles.
Miles on his back, grimacing in pain. We'll step aside. Huskies 21, Chaffey 7, sportsnetusa.net.
Injury timeout on the field. Huskies have the ball on the Chaffey 28-yard line.
Munoz will stay in at running back, replacing Mason. Lined up to the left-hand side of Garcia. 4 wide receivers now. Garcia bullets one over the middle. This one will go in easily. Touchdown, Huskies.
Pass complete to number 8,
Guy McCarthy with the reception.
touchdown.
28 yards into the end zone. Garcia to McCarthy. The connection works to perfection. And now a 27-7 lead for East LA.
And that was a nice, quick, and easy pass out of Garcia. He seemingly had like a lot of time there in the pocket. Just kind of stood there. Pocket did not collapse around him. Quick and easy pass to Guy.
Extra point, up and good. East LA Huskies 28, Chaffey Panthers 7. This is the Huskies Football Network on sportsnetusa.net. Plenty of football left for the Panthers to get back into this one. They'll have to scratch and claw their way into it now. 3-score lead for East LA. This one fielded at the 1. That's Jones dancing around and is met by a gang of Huskies. From the 20, Chaffey will operate now.
Decent return for Jones, trying to get the best field position possible for the Panthers. Almost half expected there to be another touchback for the Huskies, but able to get some yardage out of it.
Will have the ball first and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Coach Hattaday of the Chaffey Panthers sends out the offense in a shotgun set. A 3-by-1 now. Clock reads 10:44. Lukasevich with the hard count, trying to draw the Huskies offside or trying to see where the blitz is going to come from. Screen underneath. Caught, picks up about 3. So that's one way to minimize the pass rush of the Huskies. An overly aggressive defense tends to get caught off guard by these screens. Not the case this time. 2nd and 7 for the Panthers as they continue on the left hash from the 23.
And while there is still a lot of time left in this game for Chaffey to make a comeback, given their slow, methodical play, they're going to have to do a little bit of a hurry up here to actually show some aggression if they want to get some points on the board.
Haddonay once again trying to see where the blitz is going to come in from. They go straight into the gut of the Huskies, possibly picking up 3 across the 25.
The ball carrier for Chaffey.
It was a nice little pick for Tyon Cook, but just like Jones before, runs into a wall of Huskies.
Panthers with so much rich history. Since 1996, Coach Haddaway has been at Chaffey, and he's had this strength and the discipline to stick it out at Chaffey as he has replaced the longtime legend at Chaffey, Carl Beach. 3rd and 4 now. Quick pass, nearly picked off. This one would have been taken to the house. 4th down.
That had pick 6 written all over it, but unfortunately the Huskies just couldn't stay with it. That looked to be Damon Burns who almost came away with that one.
Lukasevich now 11 of 23 on the evening. Late player comes in for East LA. Excellent punt. Porter from the 38. Evades 2 and is met at the 48. An okay return for East LA, and Trayshawn McMillan's turn now at quarterback for East LA.
Yeah, just like you said, that nice little return there. That was Porter on the return, got a few little yards. They'll be on the 48-yard line. And for the Huskies, from that field position, I believe they scored every single time so far, so hopefully this might be another set of points for them. And if you're Chaffey, you definitely don't want that to happen. Defense is going to have to step it up if they want to keep the Huskies off the board.
Game clock, 8 minutes, 58 seconds if you're asking. 3rd quarter, Trayshawn McMillan back in at quarterback for East LA as Richards goes in motion. They'll run the ball. Right side. That's Munoz with the gain of 4. 2nd and 6 into Chaffey territory now. Must be really tough for a coach like Haddaway to replace a Hall of Famer. Their longtime coach, Carl Beach, was actually inducted into the Hall of Fame in March 2020 as McMillan will call his own number, picks up 2 to the 46-yard line. Manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 4, a long 4.
It's going to be a critical 3rd down for the Panthers here.
7:50 on the game clock as McMillan and the Huskies look towards the near side for the signal from assistant coach and offensive coordinator Drum. Some movement early on here. Yeah, false start against East LA. McMillan
That's a false start call.
animated in frustration, disappointed at his teammates. Clock continues to roll, 7:20 now, and ticking.
3rd down and 9 for the Huskies.
Huskies will try to redo it this time in Chaffey territory on a 3rd and 9. McMillan rolls out, will throw, well short, flags everywhere.
Pass incomplete.
So we got a flag in the backfield, somewhere in the vicinity of holding. We got a flag downfield, somewhere in the vicinity of defensive holding. We might redo this one. Here's the call. Holding offense. I was right on that one, partner. Holding defense. Ooh, 2 of 2.
2 for 2.
Should I give you tomorrow's NFL picks?
The flags offset each other.
Who's going to win in Sunday Night Football tomorrow? That's what I want to know.
What's the game, partner? I probably could tell you.
Oh, that's going to be Bears-Rams.
Rams. Easy.
Oh, that's good news for me. I like hearing that.
3rd down for the Huskies.
This is an LA broadcast, by the way. Maybe I'm just a little biased. But back to this one. 28-7, East LA, 7:07.
It may be an LA broadcast, but we do have some listeners in Minnesota, so don't forget about that.
That's right, as McMillan, the product from Minnesota, continues to lead the Huskies. The signal caller this time is flushed out. Looking. Will have to throw. Complete to across the 30. Big pickup. The patience from McMillan, along with the speed, able to avoid the pass rush of the Panthers.
For a Huskies 1st down.
Big time pass and catch by Jalen Ross there to pick up that 1st down.
Under 6:50 in this 3rd quarter, so tick, tick, tick goes the clock on the Panthers. Down 3 scores. They'll get more than 3 possessions in this one, but this 3rd quarter already halfway through. Munoz gets shifted to the right side. Play action. McMillan avoids the rush, lobs one towards the end zone. Incomplete. 2nd down. Really like how the Huskies aren't afraid to take shots.
They definitely seem to be airing it out and taking, like I said, like big-time shots here. That was terrific coverage by number 24, Sire Blakely, cornerback out of Alta Loma for Chaffey, breaking up that pass.
This time, East LA operates with 3 wide receivers, split backs in the backfield. Running back met at the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10. Mason goes nowhere.
Mason's got some strong legs, but he ran right into Daniel Gudino. As you can see, what we can see, he's not exactly someone that you want to run into.
Mason last week, as we mentioned earlier, 4 touchdowns. And this one, still looking for his first score.
Do you think he's still a little bit worn out from last week's performance?
No way. The workhorse is ready. They've had the ability to pass the ball in this one. Under duress is McMillan. He can't avoid the rush this time. Sack. That's Shaikh Daikite.
Sheik Diakite?
Diakite? I apologize.
That sounds better to me.
Sure. We'll go with Diakite with the sack at the 5:08 mark of this 3rd quarter. 4th and long. And here's what I'm really interested in watching. Keep an eye on Christian Reyes, the 69 jersey. This one is up. Plenty of leg. No. Short.
Field goal attempt by Christian Reyes is no good.
So the score will stand. Chaffey Panthers not out of it just yet. 4:41 to go. 28-7 East LA on the Huskies Football Network on SportsNetUSA.net. The missed 55-yard field goal attempt by Reyes, and the Huskies will place the Panthers in decent territory at the 37 of their own. Lukasevich keeps it on the ground. Nicholas Reed Casey there. Manages to barely get back to the original line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
And even though that field goal attempt did not work out for the Huskies, I feel like you're better off taking that field goal chance as opposed to getting a punt. With the way they've punted so far in this game, don't exactly have the best of distance on their punts. So even if you miss the field goal, you're still going to end up with favorable position on the field, knowing how well your defense has played against Chaffey so far.
Currently, Panthers under 40 yards on the ground. Unsuccessful so far. The quick slant, poor throw, incomplete. 3rd and 10. 3 minutes, 53 seconds, 3rd quarter.
That was Josiah Fennell, the intended receiver on that play, just couldn't come up with it.
That's a 3rd down for Chaffey College.
Critical 3rd down now. Cheer squad trying to get the Husky faithful into it. Decent crowd at hand here at Winegart Stadium tonight, and flags come in before the snap. False start, Chaffey. Going back to the 2019 season for the Panthers, they have a lot to replace. They had one of the better quarterbacks in school history in Caleb Areola, who in his tenure at Chaffey threw over 4,800 yards and had 53 touchdowns in his 2 years with the Panthers in that successful run of the 2018-2019 seasons. Lukasevich this time in the vicinity of no one, tries to catch someone in the seam route, but a flag comes in. Clock stands at 3:47 if you're asking. Here's the call. Oh, so East LA will give one away. And that's what Coach Bobby Godinez mentioned prior to the ball game as we spoke to him during pregame. Talked about how he's more worried about what his team is going to do to themselves than what Chaffey is going to be able to do, and that's been the case. I mean, every time Chaffey has had a little bit of success, it's because of what East LA has done to themselves as far as penalties.
And you're exactly right on that. I mean, like, the only Chaffey score so far only happened because they happened to get great field position and mental errors because of a terrible punt on the Huskies.
This one will be a pass interference on East LA, so a second straight flag and a second straight first down now at the 3-minute, 42-second mark of this third quarter. So last week, this Chaffey battled Citrus College all the way down to the last seconds. And they came up short in a hard-fought 21-16 ball game. By the way, it was their first loss in 3 years.
That's quite the run.
1,099 days since Chaffey has tasted defeat, and here they're on the verge of tasting 2 straight losses. Huskies all over this one. Nicholas Reed Casey with the carry and the big loss. Loss of 7. Ball now at midfield, under 3:20 to go in this third quarter.
That was Daniel Barelas showing off the finger guns with this impressive stop of the run.
50-yard line, second down for Chaffey.
If Chaffey can't come away with points here in this third quarter, will 15 minutes be enough for 3 scores? Incomplete once again. Lukasevich just can't get the rhythm going. Give credit to the Husky front. I mean, they've just been disruptful all game long.
Yeah, because like you got Jonathan Perkins breaking through the line every time. Just so many weapons, like, Braylon Willis getting involved. There's so much heart and soul in this defense is keeping Chaffey on their toes.
3rd and forever. 3rd and 16 to be exact. They'll stay conservative. Draw up the middle. Manages to nearly get back to the original line of scrimmage. 4th and 11. Does Hadaway elect for the offense to stay on? No. Has confidence the D could make a play now.
Down, 11 yards to go for Chaffey.
We'll see if they play keep away from Porter, who's currently standing at his own 10-yard line, ready to return this one. Clock under 2:15 now. Excellent kick from the 5. Porter runs towards the far sideline. Has some blockers. Gets tripped up across the 20. East LA goes.
There's an early flag tossed on the play, so we'll see what the call is going to be. There's another flag.
Get a sense it might be a push from behind, a block from behind by East LA as he turned the edge on the far sideline. A Chaffey player got clipped from behind. The Zebras always know best. Come on now. 2:02 on the game clock.
Blocking below the waist flags on the field.
Three flags against East LA.
That was 2 holding calls and 1 block in the back is what it looked like on the Huskies there. That's going to walk them back quite a number of yards.
So how many are applied in that case? I don't know about that one. Let's see. I'm not an expert in the rule book.
Hard to say.
I think just 1 is applicable, and then the 2 are...
Probably depending on the number of yards lost.
Yeah. Huskies will start deep in their own territory at the 5-yard line. Rudy Garcia gets this possession. The 2-quarterback system has played to perfection here this evening. Mason, with blockers in front, only manages a yard or 2. Under 1:50 in this third quarter now. Fast-moving third quarter.
Jaden Mason, the ball carrier for the Huskies.
And that's something that you'd expect to happen given the fact that the Huskies have had possession of the ball for most of this quarter. And their offense is definitely not one to take their time. They've been hurry-up offense this entire game and just running Chaffey ragged.
2 wide receivers on the near side, lone receiver on the far side. The blitz comes in. Quick pass, quick slant. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Jalen Ross. Would have been enough for the first down, and he had a little bit of space to start running. Probably was thinking about the end zone quick, huh?
I would too if I were Jalen Ross. I mean, like those went just off of his hands there. And Cyrus Blakely was right there as well, ready to come at him. should he have, made that catch. And also he came very close to catching the ball himself right off of Ross's hands. It's almost an interception.
Mason gets shifted to the left side of Garcia. 3rd and 8 from the 7. Play action. Garcia standing in the pocket. Under duress now. Will take off himself. Flying forward. Does he get the first down? He does.
Just by a matter of 3 or 4 yards, exactly what the Huskies needed to get out of danger.
Gain of 10. Injured player on the field. He'll get up. He's okay. He'll walk off the field gingerly.
It's number 58, Kaysen Brooks, defensive tackle out of Victorville. And that's something you like to see, is like if there is an injured player, you like to at least see them walk off the field under their own power. You hate to see them lying down on the ground like that.
Under a minute now, 3rd quarter. Trips to the far side. They'll run behind the big boys up front. Mason able to backpedal towards 8 yards.
Jaden Mason, the ball carrier for East Los Angeles College.
East LA has probably the biggest 2 tackles on any front in the country, probably. The 71 jersey, the right tackle of Martin Tyne, and then the 77 jersey of DeMarcus Mills. This time they run behind Tyne. By the way, both are freshmen and listed at 6'7", over 300 pounds. That size.
I am speechless. I would shudder to meet them in person. They would tower over me, and I'm 6'2".
You're winding down to the last seconds. They'll run behind Mills this time. Manages 4 yards. That brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Chaffey will need to step it up as they trail 28-7 here on Sportsnet USA. Final quarter of play for East LA. Huskies taking on the Chaffey Panthers from Rancho Cucamonga.
Rudy Garcia at quarterback for your Huskies.
We're really happy to have you on board with us if you're tuned in. We're thankful and grateful for your time. I feel like if East LA could get any kind of points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown in this possession here. Beautiful seam pass.
Anthony Felton, have a day.
I was going to say, if they get some points here on the board, that might be the nail. Into Chaffey territory now. Garcia showing off some accuracy there. Mason in the backfield with Garcia now. No call on Mason. Mason with some space. Across the 20, down the sideline, still on his feet. Touchdown, Huskies.
And there he is. We've been waiting for him all day, wondering where he was at. Mason with the touchdown. Number 5 in only 2 weeks of play.
14:09 in this fourth quarter. East, 34. Chaffey, 7.
Number 69, Christian Reyes, to attempt the extra point. Guy McCarthy with the hold.
Really like Mason's agility, the balance, the ability to stay on his feet despite the contact is what makes Mason so impressive as Reyes boots this one up and through. East, 35. Chaffey, 7. This is the Huskies Football Network on SportsNetUSA.net.
The score, Huskies 35. Your Husky cheer squad and marching band.
East LA in its first 2 games have outscored its opponent 105-15. Here's a squib kick, fielded at the 8-yard line, towards the near side, and going out of bounds at the 31. Norbert Espardone with the return.
Norbert Espardone received the kickoff.
Desperate times for Chaffey now. Must score situation now with 14 minutes to go in this ball game.
Now you definitely know that the Husky defense is not going to let up. They're not going to give any free yards or free points to the Panthers here. They're going to make them work for it every single yard. But you got to wonder if for the offense, do you keep the hammer down or do you ease up a little bit?
We'll see with what they send. They look like they're getting aggressive here. Blitz is going to be coming in. No, they stay conservative as Chaffey keeps it on the ground between the hashes. A gain of 5 to the 35. 2nd and 5. 13:45 remains.
Brian Dimmick, the ball carrier. Pick up a 6 yards on the play. 2nd down and 4 for Chaffey.
Next week will be the first road test for East Los Angeles as they'll hit the road and take on San Diego Mesa. That will be a 6 p.m. start. Chaffey, run right. That's Brian Dimmick with the carry. Picks up about 4, just short of the first down yard marker at the 40. 3rd and 1. 13:05 remains.
For ELAC. Picks up a 3rd down and 1 for the
No sense of urgency from Chaffey. They're still huddling. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock on Chaffey.
It's a great way to control the clock in the early portions of the game, but now that we're in the 4th quarter, you really don't have any time to be doing what you're doing.
The dynamic front of East LA causing concerns for the offensive line of Chaffey. False start. 3rd and 6 now at the 34.
Pick up a 3rd down and 6 yards to go for the Chaffey Panthers.
A timeout. Coach Hadaway of Chaffey electing to call timeout. We'll step aside. Sportsnet USA's live coverage of Huskies football brought to you by DG Sports Marketing and Broadcasting, helping your company find a sound path, and by NutriShop of Monterey Park, your sports nutrition, weight loss, and vitamin experts. 35-7, East in the lead. Third and 6 from 34 for Chaffey. Fourth quarter, 3 minutes into it. Chaffey will need to score on every single possession from here on out and probably get a score or some help from its defense. Lukasevich will hand off. Brian Dimmick gets to the 35 for a 1-yard pickup. 4th and 5.
Dimmick went absolutely nowhere. It was DJ Heckard with the stop to bring us to 4th down.
The right call here. Booted away.
I think you have to go for it. I mean, like, it's 4th and 5. Your odds are better given the way that they've been punting so far.
False start against Chaffey.
Yeah, now I'm going to punt it away. Before you had a chance, and that false start just wasted any hope that you had.
Charge to the Panthers.
Anthony Lucero is the punter. He'll be kicking deep to Porter.
Major Porter standing on the 40-yard line.
Blocked. Huskies recover at the 33-yard line of Chaffey. Icing on the cake, huh?
Very much so. DJ Heckard with the recovery. He had the huge stop on the previous 2 plays to prevent the first down by Chaffey. Now he comes away with that ball to give him and the Huskies excellent field position for another potential score.
All phases of the game for the Huskies have executed near perfection this evening. Special teams opened it up with the kick return. Here they show off again with the punt block. The defense has been electric. Offense clicking on all cylinders. We'll see how critical Coach Bobby Godinez will be after this one. He'll find something to fix. 11-11 on the game clock. Trayshawn McMillan, keeper, finds a seam, bounces off a defender, has a block, gets the first down, spins off a tackle, down to a sideline, and gets flipped over out of bounds. McMillan, electric there.
And just as you said, like, this Husky team has been electric in every single aspect of the game. McMillan, once again, showing off his legs and just how quick he can be.
Huskies staying aggressive here. Looking to add on. Under 10:30 and rolling on the clock. McMillan electing to call timeout as he noticed a delay was about to be caused. Smart play by McMillan at the 10:25 mark of this 4th quarter. Huskies 35, Panthers 7. Sportsnet USA's live coverage of Huskies football, brought to you by NutriShop of Monterey Park. Your sports nutrition, weight loss, and vitamin experts, just less than a mile away from East LA. Clock standing still at 10:25. Mason in the backfield with McMillan for wide receiver package. The big boys up front will probably get a chance. No, McMillan towards the end zone, touchdown. This time it's Schilling. Tyson Schilling, the sophomore. The Minnesota connection. All the way from St. Paul, Minnesota is Schilling. Gets hooked up by his fellow Minnesotan. And this one a 41-7 ball game. The boot up and through.
The extra point by Christian Reyes is good.
So things get better here at East Los Angeles as the lead now extends.
Makes the score 42 and changes the Panthers 7.
Steel toe of Reyes boots one. And in Reyes fashion, another touchback. .10-18 remains in this one. This one just turned ugly, huh?
Very much so. Huskies have taken complete control over this game in every single aspect. I mean, Chaffey has clearly offered some competition for the Huskies, and that they've only kept them to, well, at this time, 42 points.
Run right. Good pickup, 5 yards. Brian Dimmick with the carry. So as we mentioned earlier, East LA will get its first test on the road next week against San Diego Mesa. Mesa went down to the number 3 team in the state, Ventura, 49-21.
That'll be yet again another test for the Huskies.
We will have that one live on audio here on Sportsnet USA. 9:33 left in this one. Play action. Post. Incomplete. Lukasevich took a big hit. Getting up slowly, needing help from one of his offensive linemen to get up. Tough kid. He's taken a few hits from that ELAC front this evening.
Lots of hits. Definitely walking a little gingerly here, but definitely showing some toughness and mental fortitude by staying in the game.
3rd and 5 from the 30. 9:26 on the game clock remains. Dimmick bounces off a defender, won't bounce off a second and a third. 4th down.
Keontae Bradford, the ball carrier.
on paper, East LA is just a formidable team, the better team. The Huskies operating from the National Conference, which is the conference that gets a chance to play for a state title. Chaffey won't get a chance to play for a state title until next year when it gets moved up into the National Conference. A similar move that East Los Angeles went through 3 seasons ago, where it started off in the American Conference in Coach Bobby Godinez' first season, and then transitioned into the National Conference because of the success of the first 2 seasons. So just like in 2018, Chaffey did well. 2019, the American champions of California, American Conference champions, they'll be moving up next year, and so they get a taste of what the National Conference is like here. 8:29 to go.
And that type of experience is going to prove invaluable to this team.
Garcia will hand off. Maybe a gain of 1 there.
No gain on the run for ELAC, brings up a 2nd down.
2nd and 10 from the 45 in Chaffey territory. Expect Chaffey to have to deal with that offensive line of the Huskies. Snap gets away from Garcia. Garcia will lose a bunch. Manages to get to the 49 of their own.
By Rudy Garcia of your Huskies.
Huskies just gave something to Bobby Godinez to shout and scream about after the game, huh? Godinez, a perfectionist, man.
And given how this team has played and executed everything else so far, that's the first thing that I very much have seen that they're going to have to clean up on for future games.
Garcia throws and is dropped by Felton. That's a 4th down.
Picks up a 4th down and 16 yards to go for your Huskies.
7:06 remains in this 4th quarter.
Now, unless my memory has started to fail me, then I think this is only the 2nd time they've punted today.
You're right.
Pedro Padilla in punt formation for the Huskies.
So far, the script in these first 2 games has gone the way of the Huskies. We'll see if it continues on the road next week, as Godinez and the Huskies try to right the ship and turn the program around. 2 straight losing seasons, and so far off to a good start in the 2021 campaign, the post-pandemic era of Bobby Godinez.
Will have the ball, 1st down and 10.
This victory here will actually push Godinez above 60% as far as a winning percentage.
I'm sure he'll be happy to see that.
Hopefully everybody has found Jerry by now. Jerry carrying
Maybe
water,
that'll make him forget about that pooch snap there a moment ago. Probably not.
Probably not. This will be his 26th victory all time at East LA. So new quarterback in for Chaffey. Angel Ochoa from Adelanto High School gets in some action. Not as big as Lukasevich.
Angel Ochoa at quarterback for Chaffey College. The handoff to Bradford. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
So now you see more jerseys rotating in for the Huskies. Everyone getting a chance now to get some PT. Under 6:20 now on the game clock, 4th quarter. Ochoa from the pistol. And a timeout by the Panthers. 6:08 remains in this ball game. Huskies have been dominant, 42-7 here on SportsNetUSA.net.
The proceeds benefit student athletes in need. More information, go to rushsignup.com/Huskies5K.
So we're going to check if everybody within the National Northern Conference came away with the victory. Everyone did last week, except Santa Barbara. Run right. Husky gang tackle all over that one.
County Bradford walking straight to a wall.
So right now, early in the season, it's all laughs and smiles. Huskies, but it's not going to get any easier. I mean, they have probably one of the hardest schedules in the state. They'll have to face Ventura, the number 3 team in the state. They'll have to face number 7, College of the Canyons. They'll have to face number 12, Long Beach City. Number 16 next week at San Diego Mesa, but they took a loss, so they'll probably drop down in these standings. And then they'll face Bakersfield, whose game got canceled last week. Bakersfield just fell off the top 25 list because of their canceled game. So Chaffey just trying to run away, trying to wind down this clock, electing just to stay conservative and run the ball.
And Bradford yet again unable to penetrate the defensive line of the Huskies.
So East LA definitely making the National Northern Conference stronger with its victory here. Ranked 21 in the state into this ball game. We'll see if they get bumped 1 or 2 since San Diego went down this evening at San Diego Mesa. High spiraling kick. Fair catch at the 40-yard line. And we return, 4:05 to go in this one. That East LA had to face Saddleback as McMillan falls on the bad snap. It'll be a loss of 5, 2nd and 15. East LA also has to go through number 13 Saddleback and number 14 Cerritos. How about that for a schedule?
It's a very daunting schedule that lies ahead for the Huskies. But given the way that they've played so far against Compton and Chaffey, yes, you know, they're not the most scariest of teams, but the way that the Huskies have shown that they can execute should give some cause for hope.
McCarthy with the carry, runs out of bounds, gets back the lost yardage to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10. Let's wait a minute and flag in. 3:24 on the game clock.
It's going to be face masking on the Panthers.
Personal foul face mask penalty is assessed to the Chaffey Panthers. Huskies have the ball first down at 10 yards.
So of the remaining 8 games in the Husky season, 7 are against top 25 teams in the state. The carry goes left. Plenty of space. Gets the first down and is knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Pedro Amoso with another excellent run
Pedro
there.
Amoso, the ball carrier for the Huskies. Zachary Flanagan on the stop for the Panthers.
The Huskies face Alan Hancock on October the 16th. They were actually ranked number 13 last week. They fell off the top 25 because their game went into overtime. A 17-14 victory over Santa Barbara. So at the beginning of the season, 8 out of the 10 games were against top 25 opponents. We thought going into this one against Chaffey, this would be the first test. Next week will be the first test. Don't forget to join us 6 p.m. kickoff on the road. East LA will try to play the role of road warrior and come away with a top 25 victory over San Diego Mason. Snap. McMillan this time. Tries to hurdle a defender instead. Gets clipped out of bounds. Gain of 3. 2nd and 7 now as we approach 2:20 on the game clock.
Second down at 8 yards from the 43-yard line for the Huskies.
It'll be interesting to see if East LA gets any respect. The JC Athletic Bureau football poll on Tuesday when it comes out. McMillan puts it back towards the middle, tries to go back outside. Picks up another 3 short of the 40-yard line. A minute 40 remains in this one.
Stop by Suleiman Abdullah.
Chaffey next week, they also have to go through the gauntlets. They got Long Beach next week, and then number 3 in the state, Ventura. So a similar schedule to East LA. Chaffey will most likely be bumped into the National Northern Conference. That'll be decided during the offseason this year. 4th down after the carry. Special teams units trot onto the field. 40 seconds remain in this one. So after the boot, that will do it. Two seconds on the play clock. It'll be a delay of game against East LA. Even the officiating crew has fallen asleep. They didn't throw the flag until now.
That's a penalty that the Huskies will be more than willing to take at this stage. They're not losing anything by taking it either. Only giving them more room to kick.
Still a lot of confusion by the Huskies in these final moments of this one. Good snap. Excellent punt. Another victory for special teams there.
Very, very good punt. So right between the goal and the 1 yard line.
East Los Angeles will move to 2-0. They have scored 112 points so far in 2 games. Averaging 56 points per game so far. What's more impressive, Al, is we've only allowed 15 points in 2 games.
Extremely impressive showing by the defense.
Compton was able to put up 8. Chaffey stuck at 7 here this evening.
And when you really think about it, it should really only be 13 points.
Right.
Compton got fairly lucky with that safety last week.
That was late in that ball game during garbage time. So Chaffey will elect to take the knee, and that will do it. This one a final from Winegart Stadium on the campus of East Los Angeles. The Huskies of East LA remain undefeated. Come away with victory number 2 on the season. They'll hit the road next week. They'll be at San Diego Mesa. We'll see if San Diego Mesa remains in the top 25 poll since it lost this evening. But for now, we'll call it a top 25 matchup on the road next week. That will be held here on Sportsnet USA. It'll be an audio stream, won't be on video, but we'll still bring it to you. That will be a 6 p.m. kickoff. This one a final, East LA 42, Chaffey 7. Thankful and grateful you were able to join us. This broadcast was brought to you by DG Sports, Marketing and Broadcasting, helping your company find a sound path, and by NutriShop of Monterey Park, your sports nutrition, weight loss, and vitamin experts. So long, till next week.